what you see here, right in front of you, right in front of your eyes, is 3DS style consoles. We have the 2DS XL, the DS Lite, and the DS, and they all have the same error popping up on the screen because of this guy, the R4 card. But why? Well, you've come to the right place, because I'm going to show you how to fix this really quickly so that you can game and continue gaming all day. Alright gamers, so let's explain why this happens. This menu error is just because this R4 card cannot find its menu. That's basically the gist of it. The menu is not reading off of the SD card that's inside of the R4 card, and it's just not there, it's not reading, and there's multiple reasons why. I'm going to put timestamps in the link in the description below for you to just navigate to each section. If you want to just follow along for the whole video, then by all means, go ahead and do so, because I have something to say midst way of this video. So, this R4 card, it's very infamous for getting this error. The reason being, again, is because it's looking for that menu and it cannot find it. So, I'm going to show you reason number one. We need a computer for this or an Android phone so that you can plug in your micro SD card. So, I'm on my computer now. I'm going to unplug this R4 card specifically out of my Nintendo 2DS XL. This is a 2021 variant. 2021 does not matter, by the way. That only matters for these cards because they have a time bomb, and I have another video that explains that. That aside, I'm going to be using this card throughout this whole video because it works on all of these devices, so I'm just going to put all of these cards away. As you notice, the RTS Lite is the same card as well, and this card as well. So, reason number one. The very popular reason is because you put the wrong firmware on that card. This firmware on here, that is on this micro SD card, is for this card right here, which is a smart update card, that when you plug it in, so I'm going to plug this firmware, this micro SD card right into this one. There we go. When you plug it in, we have the Deep Labyrinth. Now, some of these smart update cards, the older versions say SpongeBob SquarePants or SpongeBob something on them. So if I load this card up with the actual firmware that it's supposed to be on this card specifically, it's going to load. As you can see, it loaded into the menu, and I'm able to actually access everything that's in here. Now, I don't have any games or anything on this card. I just set this up just for the sake of this video. So, basically, as you can see on the right-hand side, I know I have this in a small form. We're going to have to grab the firmware on our computer. I have a video that has all the firmware for you. We're going to plug this into our computer, the same R4 card, or same micro SD card. And we're going to navigate onto our computer and grab those files. Now, this is the R4 card that says R4 2021. I'm going to delete all of these files out of here. Now, I have all of my files already inside of a folder called Everything R4 Card, and the files that we're going to be looking for are in the real-time save file folder that I supplied you guys. Now let's just make sure we delete everything. We can actually just format this card to make it simple. Click format, click OK. Now the 16 gigabyte cards you can format to FAT32 by default, which I just did. Now if we copy and paste everything over from here to here, we can plug this R4 card directly into our 2DS XL, our DS Lite, or our DS, and it'll work. Alright, so touch Bomberman to play. Loading, and there we go. Now we're into our R4 real-time save R4 card. Reason number two. I'm going to format this card again. It's going to get rid of all those files. And I'm going to navigate to my folder that has all of my original firmware. So I'm going to delete this firmware file for a second here. And if you right click on this and go extract all and click next, this is going to extract the folder inside of your directory. So if it's in your downloads or wherever, that's going to download that folder. Now, if I copy this folder directly to my R4 card SD card and pop it right into my 2DS XL, we're going to get that menu again. So why this happens is because you've not followed the guide that I ended up sharing with you guys, and you just copied that firmware folder, and you didn't copy all of these files, like I said to do in the video, to the root directory of your SD card. The root directory is literally just click on the SD card, and then that's your root directory of that SD card. So delete that original firmware folder after, because it doesn't need to be there. It's not going to hurt it if it is there. And then we can plug this back into our R4 card. Make sure we're picking the right one here. Let's get rid of this one. And then turn it on, and we're good to go. Now that our R4 card is able to be loaded. So you got an R4 card, you have a 256 gigabyte SD card that you wanted to put into this R4 card. You put all the files on it. So I'm going to do that right now. So here's the SD card plugged in. I'm going to grab my files from my Everything R4 card, my real-time save files. Now you guys know that these files work. If you watch the other sections of the video, I'm going to paste them over here. Now we've got those files copied over, and again, if you watch the other sections, you'll know that these files work for any other cards. And we turned it on, and there's that menu error of death again. So how do we fix this? Well, let's unplug this R4 card. All right, this R4 card right here. Take this 256 gigabyte micro SD card. And I showed you guys this part in the guide as well. So you probably just grabbed the files and skimmed over it and didn't actually watch it. And I know some people do that. I'm guilty of that sometimes on videos myself. But make sure you watch the video, because my guides are pretty quick and easy to follow along with, I think at least. And a lot of people have said that. So make sure you do watch them. And if you did watch this one, you gained an entry into the Odin 2 Pro giveaway that I'm running right now. If you don't know what that is all about, navigate to the video linked below. You'll get one entry per comment on this video, along with any other videos that I've mentioned in the link in the description below for the giveaway. Members get 5 bonus entries to any and all giveaways per giveaway, plus other awesome perks. That aside, the first thing we're going to do is open up AOMEI Partition Assistant. This is a program that I've mentioned to use multiple times. I'm going to supply this in the link in the description below as well. This is a modified version of this tool. It's a free version. I don't like to use the paid the paid subscription version anymore. They changed how it works and everything, so I got this version somewhere else. So basically, all we're going to do is select this SD card. On the bottom here, we're going to right click it. We're going to click Format. We're going to select from the drop down FAT32. Make sure you select 32 kilobytes. And then we're going to name this Dada, just like so. Click OK. Now wait for a second, and then click Apply on the top left-hand side. Click Proceed. Click Yes, and then let it do its thing. Now this SD card, I think, is a fake SD card, so it's really, really slow. So don't disregard, just disregard how slow it is. Again, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you found this helpful. Don't forget to share with anybody else that has issues with their R4 card and needs to get help fixing it. By sharing the channel, it helps the analytics, it helps a small YouTuber like myself, and it helps me keep gaming as well. And it helps me keep going and sharing this kind of stuff. So, now that that's formatted, we can grab all these files. We can go to our Dada SD card. Copy those files over. Again, like I said, this SD card says it's an A2V30 fast SD card, and it's definitely not. If you guys want to see a video about me comparing fake SD cards to real ones, then subscribe, because I have a video coming up for that as well. Because I like to share this kind of stuff, and I like to make sure that you guys don't waste your money on stuff. Alright, now that that's copied over, we're going to unplug the SD card from our dongle. We're going to grab our R4 card. We're going to plug it right into our 2DS XL like we have been throughout this whole guide. Open it up. And there we go. That 268 gigabyte, as you can tell, I'm pretty sure it's a fake SD card because it says 268 gigabytes, not 256. SD card is able to be loaded. And there is all of our emulators for our DS, our R4 card. So that's pretty much it for the top 3 major errors for the menu error. Now, one big thing to note when you do this, make sure your SD card is properly formatted. Make sure that you have a good SD card, because some SD cards tend to be fake. Like the one that I was showing you in this video, this is a fake card, by the way. And there's lots of ways to tell if it's fake, and I will be showing how to tell, because I've completely destroyed this SD card on purpose. This one, not this one. Just because I was checking to see if it actually had 256 gigabytes on it, and I think this has maybe a max of 32 gigabytes total, I think is what I found on this one. So yeah, this SD card's basically trash now at this point. So I'm glad I got my money back out of these SD cards from AliExpress that I actually thought I was getting a deal on. That aside, make sure your SD card is properly formatted. Make sure that you format it. I put a video in the link below for kind of trying to fix your SD card as well. It's another channel that I followed a couple times to actually fix some of my SD cards that I ended up formatting incorrectly when I was doing stuff with Linux. But that's about it, guys. Go have fun playing with your R4 card, because once you actually follow this guide and fix these major menu errors that you guys have come to me about multiple times this year, for the last year and a half now, I've seen you guys say, oh, I've got this menu error, and these are the reasons why you got these menu errors. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe if you like this sort of content, because I have other videos that teach you how to set up your R4 card. I have other mobile gaming content and more content to come. Have a nice day, guys. Go enjoy gaming like I am right now.